Is politics really the cause of our downturn in our industry? I'll give you my thoughts right after this. Welcome back, my fantastic brothers and sisters. I'm basically speechless, okay? The response I've gotten from the last video is through the roof. I don't even think I have memory left in my cell phone with all the emails and text messages and the YouTube responses that have come through in the last 24 hours. Incredible. Love it, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Which leads us to this video. Now, a lot of the responses I have gotten, a majority of them, I kind of take them all to why everyone gave their opinion, why our market is so-called down, which I don't see. And it seemed a lot of them blamed politics. Now, when I spoke to my wife about releasing a video based on politics, she was like, whoa, do you really want to go there? And me, I've always been a guy that kind of likes to step over the line and take the oncoming fire. And I'm sure I'm going to get it on this, but it's all good. Now, let me give you a little details on my background. I'm going to lay my cards out on the table for you so we can get into this topic. Grew up in New York, 21 years old, came out to California by myself, $1,000 in my pocket, basically homeless for a month. Made it happen. Here we are. 38 years later, pushing 60 almost. So, made it happen. Made it happen. The American dream. Made it happen. Now, fireman, whatever. Made it happen. So, that, if you take that into consideration, if you read that, you'd say, hey, definitely a left guy, New York, California, both liberal states, whatever. But no, this might kind of shock you. I am down the middle. Sometimes I vote left, sometimes I vote right. When I take into my voting considerations, I just don't necessarily vote for the individual that has its total eye on America. I vote on someone who has its eye on the whole world, because the world is not just America. So I look for those kind of details. Hey, I'm a humanitarian. I believe, I don't want to get into the details of it, but that's how I feel. Okay? Now, let's touch on politics for the economic reasons. People are blaming, the inflation, Bidenomics, this and that. It's caused the whole problem of the world and America, this and that. And I get it. All the money that's given out and stuff like that, raised inflation. I get it. But here's the bottom line, people. inflation could be whatever it could be. If we are lining up around the corner to buy an $800,000 house, then we have the money to buy it. If we are lining up around the corner to buy a $3,000 statue, then we got the money to buy it. So that leads me to our field. Now, to me, the only reason why the field is damaged, so-called damage, it's not. But what everyone's feeling negative about is that the prices and the resale. Okay, the resale, I believe, is to the old technology. The new technology, they're coming out with live rooted hair, they're coming out with eyes that move, or whatever, they're coming out with glass eyes. The technology has gotten so much better. That's why the market is so overflooded with all these new companies coming in. So that's why our industry is the resale is having a hard time. But think about that. It's like a car, okay? The new cars for $30,000 you can talk to ET with. 10 years ago, those were special items. Now they're putting them in everything. The sensors, this and that, video cameras, whatever. And this is all part of the increase in technology. And it's like this with our statue market. You got all these companies, and then you got companies that are making mass amount editions, 6,000, but these products are still selling out. Yes, they're not selling out as fast as they used to back in the day, but you got to think about it. They only released, 500 copies or pieces of it. So it would sell out like that, a couple of weeks, a couple of months, or whatever. But when you have 6,000 pieces, yeah, it's going to take a little longer time. And again, there's so much on the market. Now, I'm going to give you a little more examples about it. And this is a personal example. 2 personal examples. I had a friend that just came back from a small town in Missouri, right, out in the middle of nowhere. He said that their salaries out there, he works with me with the fire department. He said that the salaries out there are almost comparable to what we make here in Los Angeles. So, what does that mean? That means that people even small town Missouri are even making money. So that's why things are going up. It's not politics. People are going up, things are going up because people got the money to buy. If you don't buy, things go down. Okay? That should be automatic. It's like, let's use it as an example. The resale. People are sitting there going lower and lower and lower and lower to make it sell because it ain't moving. But last year, you were probably getting double the price you paid for a lot of these older pieces. But now the market's flooding. There's more on the market. People are even making statues with 3D printers. They're making their own. So it's everywhere. So obviously the resale is going to be it's going to be down. Technology, man. Technology. It's going to be our killer. Okay, that was my friend. Now, let me give you another economic input here. Cousin of mine last year lives in New York, wants to relocate to South Carolina, North Carolina, or wherever, I don't remember where it's from. Has family members down there, has relatives or whatever down there that do the whole walk through of the house. They buy the house for $500,000 without even looking at it. They fly down the following week. They said, this house, excuse my language, guys, you know I don't like to curse. This house looks like shit. We don't want it. Put it back on the market. They put it back on the market 2 weeks later. They bought it for 500. On that weekend alone, they had 250 people walk through the house in a small town in South Carolina or North Carolina. I'm not sure exactly what side of Carolina they resided now. They put that house on the market. They sold it for $700,000. They made $200,000 profit, and 250 people walked through that house in just one weekend. Now, where does this lead me to? Is that people got the money. And it wasn't no investor. It was a young kid, 30 years old, with his wife and his kids that bought it. It just goes to show you that people have the money. It's not politics that are causing our so-called people jumping out of our field here. Now, that's just my opinion, guys. In closing, am I wrong to touch on this topic? I mean, it's a touchy issue. I don't like to talk politics with anybody. Politics cause divorces. And and I that's why I don't do it. I mean, but like I said, sometimes I'm left, sometimes I'm right, and I don't care what goes on in Washington. All I know is the battling goes back and forth. It kind of equals to the perfect equation to me. Because I mean, we got less than 4% unemployment here in America. We got poverty here. I mean, I see it in Los Angeles. I mean, we're picking up people in the streets all the time. But we're still, our country's fine. The economy's fine, okay? We may hit a bump next year. I get it. But the feds have been pounding it so we can level off. So we can get the houses, back down to a reasonable price. But again, it all comes down to the money. We got the money to buy it. We got the money to buy the $3,000 statue. Somebody's gonna buy it. Is it turned into a rich man's hobby? I'm not gonna battle on that. Probably. And it's pretty sad that the lower end collectors are gonna get priced out. But maybe the lower end people start dabbling into Iron Studios smaller pieces. Hey, listen, I would love to drive a Lamborghini, but I can't. I drive a Hyundai. Honda. So, in closing, guys, let's just leave it there. Tell me what you think. I know I'm going to get hammered with this topic, but it's all in fun. I love you guys, always. I'll see you probably next week with some new product. Until then, be safe. I got to hit up all these Christmas decorations and get to work on it. And that's my day. Love you all. Peace, brothers and sisters. Can't we all get along? I'm out. Come on, get out.